Everybody knows who Mikey Williams is. He arguably has the most hype and attention for a high schooler since LeBron James. And it's for very good reason. He even scored 77 points in a game last year. But there's a kid who's ranked ahead of Mikey Williams. And apparently he's better than him. Rankings, rankings, and rankings. It's something that we as people, players, and fans obsess over even though we're not supposed to pay attention to them. You always hear the cliche, oh, rankings don't even matter, but even with that being said, we pay attention to them and they do matter to us. With that being said, there's a kid who's ranked #1 in the country and even ahead of everyone's fan favorite Mikey Williams. Meet DJ Wagner. He's not exactly a household name just yet, but give him time, he will be. DJ is 6'3" and weighing in at roughly 165 pounds in the class of 2023. He's a 5-star recruit, but not only that, he's the #1 player in the country. So who is this kid and where did he come from? Let's dive into his story. Well, first things first, he plays his high school basketball at Cadman High School in New Jersey. And when I say he came from a very basketball friendly background, he did. His granddad and his father were both McDonald's All-Americans. So if DJ Wagner can keep up the family tradition of being a McDonald's All-American, this will be the first time in history there's been a father, grandfather, and son that were all McDonald's All-Americans. His father wasn't no slouch. He scored 3,500 points nearly at Cadman High School when he played there. Let that sink in. He scored nearly 3,500 points in high school. It's hard to score 1,000. That's remarkable. And here's the real scary thing about DJ. He's already ranked #1, but a lot of people don't even think he's tapped into his potential fully yet. With his father and grandfather both being McDonald's All-American, I think there's a lot of pressure on this kid. And in most videos we do over here on this channel, most players fold under this pressure. However, I don't think this kid will. When DJ was asked about being a McDonald's All-American and the pressure, he responded by saying this: "It's exciting. They know what it takes because they have been through this whole process. So they know what it takes to be a good player and they have showed me and taught me new stuff every day." And hey, he's right. Not everyone can wake up and go to 2 former McDonald's All-Americans and ask for help in basketball. But DJ Wagner can, because that's his father and grandfather, so he's taking advantage of the opportunity. That's enough about his dad and grandfather. Let's get into the star himself, DJ Wagner. Even though he's ranked #1, surprisingly, a lot of people still do not know who this kid is. So with that being said, it was also kind of hard to find film on this kid and I had to study his game a lot before I made this video. Because if I'm being honest, just from watching Mikey Williams play, I'm like, yo, how is there a kid ranked higher than him? So I had to sit back and watch all the videos and examine his game for myself. And let me just tell you, he's impressive. One thing I really noticed about Wagner was that he has like a quick twitch like ability where he's really explosive. And this revolves around his whole skill set very nicely. Not only that, he's not one of those high schoolers that just lay up and dunk all the time. He has a very smooth jump shot and he uses it efficiently. Another thing I had a note in his game and a lot of articles said about him and I took notice in was that he's actually very strong for just being a freshman. You can definitely tell that he's been working out more than the other kids at his age and that's why he has a step ahead of them. Another thing that's actually helped him out a lot was that he's grown more than 3 inches in the past 18 months. And even though he's only listed at 6'2" and 6'3", a lot of you are probably like, yo, that's not that tall, but listen to this. He has a 6'10" wingspan. That's ridiculous. To go along with that, he also wears a size 14 shoe, so he's basically in a grown man body. One of his coaches, when asked about his strengths, went on to say this: "He's mature beyond his years. That's the first thing I noticed. He has the drive to be the best. He lives in the gym. He is a student of the game and knows the people have come before him, but also who is in his class and all of his peers." So it's very clear that a lot of his coaches think he's mature for his age and he's just ahead of the competition. One thing that many people don't take notice in, but if you're a hooper, you definitely will notice, and a lot of the clips I'm going to put up on the screen for you guys, he has very great footwork. One of his more notable moves is his Euro step, and man, it is just really smooth. Like I said, he's just really quick and twitchy with it. I hope that makes sense, but when he moves with the ball, it just looks so smooth. There will be 2 or 3 people in his way and he just Euro steps calmly around them. It almost looks like he's moving in slow motion. And even though he's ranked #1, he doesn't settle for that. He still wants to get better. His father even stated this after the rankings came out. He has just been staying working and knowing that he can keep getting better. And when DJ was asked about it, all he said was, "It is in my blood." So that's a very humble and nice short, sweet in response. He also later added this in an interview after the rankings came out. "I was excited and it just made me think I need to keep working harder and just keep getting better." I can tell just by going off of his quotes that DJ, he's just one of those lions, man. He's a beast, and once he gets a little success, he wants even more. He can smell that blood in the water, and once he gets that little drop, he just continues to want more and keep fighting. A lot of you guys may not agree with DJ Wagner being ahead of Mikey Williams, but just hear me out and listen to this. DJ led his team last year to a 29-1 record and averaged 18 points per game. And the year was cut short due to the coronavirus, but even though it was cut short, he still scored over 550 points. And another reason I think he got ranked higher than Mikey Williams, because don't get me wrong, I think Mikey Williams will be a good shooter, but this kid can straight up stroke the basketball, man. With the season cut short, he still managed to make 71 threes on the year. I think Mikey Williams actually has a great shooting form, however, we just don't see him shoot a lot, and quite frankly, he doesn't have to because he's a beast and he can just dunk on anybody or lay it up when he wants to. But if we're being honest and you really think about it, DJ Wagner just looks more like an NBA prospect. Just like the smooth game and the way he moves and handles himself on the court, you just immediately think NBA player. He doesn't let this hype and attention and clout get to his head. He even stated this: "I don't look at it as hype. I just look at it as playing basketball and doing something I want to do. I'm just having fun with my teammates and my brothers." So once again, we got to give this kid respect. Very mature and humble words. And hey, hype is one thing, but being named the country's top freshman over LeBron James' son and Mikey Williams, that's more than hype. And if you're wondering how DJ Wagner got into basketball, well, it was basically destiny. Coming from a household that has breathed and slept basketball for more than like 40 or 50 years, it, like I said, was just destiny. And when asked about it, he said this in an interview: "It's like a lifestyle to us. We all grew up around basketball. Basketball is just around today. We watch basketball, we play basketball because that's what we all really grew up around." You can hate on this guy and say he hasn't done anything to deserve the #1 ranking, but in my opinion, he hasn't done anything to not deserve the ranking. He doesn't do one thing in basketball really good or great, he does them all really good and great. And that's what being the #1 player in the country is all about, doing everything great. DJ Wagner is just one of those guys who has laid low under the radar. His mentality and humbleness, I'd almost compare it to Cade Cunningham, because he was the #1 point guard in the country, but no one really talked about him because he just minded his business and played basketball. I'm not saying they play the same, I'm talking about their mentality. But however, I don't think this kid can lay low under the radar much longer because he's about to get all the hype and attention very soon. DJ is definitely destined for greatness. It's just a matter of time before everyone knows this kid's name. But hey man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you are new to the channel, what are you doing? Smash that subscribe button. We're finna hit 30K, man. 30 on me like I'm Curry. Appreciate the support. And yeah, man, as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.